सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओं. We have completed the second chapter in Bhagavad Gita. Now we will proceed to the third chapter, which is called Karma Yoga. Bhagavan explains a question posed by Arjuna in this chapter. He explains more about Karma Yogam. In the previous chapter, if you recall, we had a Jnana Kanda in the previous chapter, that is Sankhya Yogam. Paramatma started his real teaching from Sloka number 11. Asocyan anvasochastvam prajñāvādāṃsya bhāshase gatāsūn agatāsūmscha nānusochanti panditāha. In this, the critical sentence, the crux of the entire sloka is Panditaha na anusochanti. Panditaha na anusochanti. The solution for grief is jnanam, because he says wise don't grieve. Wise do not grieve means why they do not grieve? Because that is the solution. Jnanam is the solution. So the corollary of this sentence is jnanam. By jnanam we get happiness. Ajnanat dukkham, jnanat sukham. Ajnana dukkha hetuhu, jnanena sukha praptihi. By avoiding dukkham, we are getting happiness. Jnanam gives you happiness, the atyantika anandam. That is the corollary. So this is the foundation stone. Based on this, the entire Gita is, expanded. So this particular slokam is called Sara, Gita Sara, or this is called the Bija slokam for the entire Gita. Again at the end, the 11th sloka started with Jnana Kandam, and again Paramatma took up the jnanam as the medicine for both grief and the conflict. Conflict means grief will lead to moham or delusion. Delusion will lead to conflict. The solution for both grief and conflict is jnanam. So at the end of the chapter, again he took up this jnana kanda by a special label, Sthita Prajna Lakshanani. Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Pardha Nainam Prapya Vimuhyati Sthittvasya Mantakalepi Brahma Nirvanam Ruchyati. So he says that Brahma Nirvanam, you will have Brahma Nirvanam by following this Jnana Nishtha. By having Jnana Nishtha, you can enjoy Jivan Mukti, and at the fag end of the life, when the body falls, you will have Videha Mukti. This is the phalam also he gave here. So the major portion of this second chapter is Jnana Kanda. He also glorified Jnana Kanda in many ways. And he said that Jnana Kanda is superior to Karma Kanda. In the middle of this discussion, Paramatma gave some explanation about Karma Yogam also. He said, Karmanye vadikaraste mahapaleshu kadachana ma karma falaheturbuhu mate sangostva karmani yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga utyate. Paramatma said that earlier you were doing this yogam as kevala karma or sakama karma. Now do the karma with a different attitude and with a different mindset. That is called karma yogam. So he explained what is karma yogam, and he said, karmaṇi kuru, do your duty. So here he said, do your duty, and at the same time he says jnanam is superior. Do your duty and jnanam is superior. When jnanam is superior, what is it that you have to take up? You have to take up jnanam. But Paramatma says, do your duty. Take up karma yogam. So this creates a doubt in the mind of Arjuna. And Arjuna says, if you feel that jnana yogam is superior to karma yoga, how come you are asking me to do karma yoga? So this was the question formed by Arjuna. We'll just read that slokam and then proceed. Arjuna uvāca jyāyasī cētkarmaṇastē matā buddhirjanārdana tatkiṁ karmaṇi ghōrē māṁ niyōjayasi kēśava. He Kēśava, he Janardana, buddhihi karmanaha jyāyasī cēt te matā. Buddhihi karmanaha jyāyasī te matā cēt tat ghōrē karmaṇi māṁ kiṁ niyōjayasi. So if you opine that jnanam is superior to karma at any point of time, why are you insisting me to take up karma yoga? This is the question. So after elaborate explanation of this karma yogam and jnana yogam, Arjuna is having this doubt, because he said that karma yogam is inferior, jnana yogam is superior, and Paramatma wants him to take up karma yoga. So this is something like, here is 500 and here is 100. 500 is superior to 100 rupees. So take 100 rupees. How sensible it is. It appears like that. We all feel that our Arjuna is justified, but it is not so. Paramatma explained this clearly. This kind of confusion has come because of the filtered listening. Because Arjuna is keen on running away from the battlefield. So when he says that jnana yogam is superior to karma yogam, then immediately he said, okay, he is talking in favor of my thought. So the other portion he is not listening. He is only filtering and listening whatever is favorable to him. So he thinks that Paramatma is proposing to take up jnana yogam, but at the same time Paramatma wants him to take up yuddham, karmaṇi kuru. So he is confused. So there is a difference between the teaching and preaching. Preaching is simply giving the idea. You do this. Don't explain the pros and cons. Don't explain why and all that. All the reasoning you don't give. You just give the idea and leave it. That is called preaching. But in teaching, what happens is you do the analysis. You do the thorough analysis and then inculcate the idea. Inculcate the value. So in teaching, the student is transformed In preaching, it will not take place. Preaching is only superficial. So, it is like this. Swamiji addresses both parents and children. Sometimes, both the parents come along with the children and listen to Swamiji. Whenever he criticizes parents, the children hear that and parents filter that sentence. Whenever Swamiji criticizes children, the children filter that and doesn't listen, parents listen that sentence. So this is what we call filtering. Filtering means we listen only whatever is favorable to us and filter the remaining sentence. So in teaching, what happens, you are given the thorough analysis, so it will not give a scope for you to filter. If you follow the analysis closely, you will understand the logic behind this. So, jyāyasī cētkarmaṇastē matā buddhirjanārdana tatkiṁ karmaṇi ghōrē māṁ niyōjayasi kēśava. Hey Kēśava, why are you insisting me to do or take up this karma when it is not superior? So this kind of choice or this kind of question will come only when there is a choice. This or that. Should I take karma yoga or should I take jnana yoga? Then you can say that this is superior, so I will take up this. I won't take this. So this is the procedure. But here, both are compulsory. Karma yogam is compulsory, jnana yogam is also compulsory. It is like, wash your hands and then eat. Wash your hands is one instruction and then eat is another instruction. Both are required. You have to wash the hand and then eat. Suppose you say, which one should I do? Should I wash or should I eat? What will you say? Both are important and they have to do it in the same order it is prescribed. So, in the karma yogam and jnana yogam, both are must. One has to perform karma yogam and attain chitta suddhi, chitta ekagrata and chitta vaisalyam, the broadening of antakarnas and the cleansing of antakarnas. They are very much required. So that will be possible only with karma yogam. Once you do this karma yogam, you are eligible for jnana yogam. Then enter jnana yogam and then learn the jnana from a Shrotriya Brahmanishta and then enjoy the fruits of the jnana. So often Swamiji says karma yogam is incomplete without entering into jnana yogam. If you stop with karma yogam, the spiritual journey is incomplete. If you think the karma yogam is be all and end all, that is an incomplete spiritual journey. So karma yogam is incomplete without entering into jnana yogam. Then jnana yogam is impossible without karma yogam. If you straight away enter into jnana yogam without doing karma yoga, then you understand everything, but you cannot assimilate, you cannot convert this knowledge into emotional strength. So both are important. Karma yogam and jnana yogam both are important. One after the other you have to follow. First to follow karma yogam and then jnana yogam. This is the scheme. So the confusing words kuru karmaṇi is one sentence and jnanam karmaṇah jyāyasī. Both are confusing words. vyāmiśrēṇēva vākyēna buddhiṁ mōhayasīva me tadēkaṁ vada niṣṭhya yēna śrēyō hamāpnuyām. vyāmiśrēṇēva vākyēna me buddhiṁ mōhayasīva tat niṣṭhya ekam vada yēna aham śrēyः āpnuyām. So your words are really confusing me, because on one hand you say that jnanam is much superior to karma, then on the other hand you say please take up karma. So buddhiṁ mōhayasī iva. So this word buddhi, my buddhi is getting deluded. This is what Arjuna says. The word buddhi has come with the dhatu buddh, buddh dhatu. This dhatu, when you add the prefix or suffix, the meaning will be changing. The meaning gets changed whenever you add dhatu, dhatu prefix or suffix. So buddh dhatu plus ti gives buddhi. This buddhi has several meanings. Buddhi has several meanings. One is buddhi is the object of knowledge. One meaning. The second meaning is the instrument of knowledge, like intellect. The object of knowledge means whatever you are seeking, that prama, that the prama vastu, whatever the knowledge pointing to, that is called the buddhi, object of knowledge. Then the knowledge itself, all three are buddhi, buddh plus ti. Now here, in this particular case, me buddhiṁ mōhayasī. Me buddhiṁ mōhayasī means my knowledge is getting deluded. I am getting confused. You are giving a chaotic knowledge. You are supposed to be a Jagat Guru, whereas you told those two portions very well. You have devoted major portion for Jnana Kanda and only a little portion for Karma Yoga, and also glorified Jnana Yoga, and finally concluded that I have to perform Karma Yoga, which is not the correct idea which you are driving home. As I understand, you want me to follow Jnana Yoga. Now, the scheme is one has to do Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Both are compulsory, I said. There are some exceptions. There are exceptions, like Ramana Maharshi is one exception. He has not gone through this Karma Yoga. He left home and went to Tiruvannamalai and then did tapas, and then finally got that awareness, the self-awareness, the self-knowledge. This is an exception. So similarly, we see that Ramanujam is an exception. He did not undergo the formal study, but he has proposed excellent mathematical theorems, which are even a big question for all mathematicians. How could he get such brilliant idea without undergoing formal study? So this is some exceptions are there. For this, what Shastra says, they must have done the homework in the previous janma. They must have done homework in the previous janma. That is why they are able to do this kind of knowledge. They are able to exhibit. The Shastra says without Karma Yoga you cannot enjoy Jnana Yogam. So if you enter Karma Yoga and cleanse your antakarnas and then enter Jnana Yoga. The Jnana Yoga will give you the right fruits. So both are compulsory. The sum and substance is both Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are compulsory. Karma Yoga you have to do for attaining Chitta Suddhi and Chitta Ekagrata. Karma Yoga will not give you moksham directly. One must understand. One must understand Karma Yoga will not give direct moksham. Karma Yoga only will help you to get Jnana Yogyata, qualification for Jnanam. So, once you get that qualification, you can take up Jnana Yoga. This is like, you study the primary school, you enter primary school and do your study, and then go to the secondary school. You don't go directly to the secondary school. So, like that, these are the two stages, one after the other, not simultaneously. Karma Jnana Samuchayam is also not there. They must be practiced one after the other. Most of the people do have this doubt, which is greater. Should I do Karma Yoga or should I do Jnana Yoga? Should I do Bhakti Yoga or should I do Raja Yoga? Some godmen enter in the field, they propose their own yogas and they say this is superior. And you can forget about Veda, Gita, all these things you can forget. My word is final. So like this, there are so many theories prevailing in this spiritual world, but according to the scriptures, Karma Yogam and Jnana Yogam both are compulsory. They must be taken one after the other. So buddhiṁ mōhayasīva. So my mind is this buddhi. Buddhi means my knowledge is getting diluted. Buddhi here we have taken as knowledge. Buddhi has got three meanings I told you: knowledge, instrument of knowledge, and the object of knowledge. So here it is the knowledge itself. My knowledge is getting diluted. So the thing is, you should not find fault with the Guru. You cannot say Guru has not taught properly. So that is why Arjuna has used the word iva. Mōhayasī iva. Mōhayasī means as though, it appears as though my mind is getting deluded. So maybe I am wrong. Because your Guru, you make it more clear. Niṣṭhya yēna eka vada. With a definite understanding, with a definiteness, finally you tell me one, either Karma Yogam or Jnana Yogam, and then prescribe me, do this. Don't give me, this is good, that is good, and so take up Karma Yoga like that. Because he is totally biased in the mind that Karma Yogam is not for him. Because he has seen his Guru and grandfather, so he doesn't want to fight. So he is having that filtered listening. Whenever he heard that Jnana Yogam, when he heard that Jnana Yogam is superior to Karma Yogam, immediately he jumped at it. He wanted to take sannyasa and run away from the battlefield. So he is not able to absorb the word Kuru karmaṇi. So he says that buddhiṁ mōhayasīva. You are confusing me. Your sentences are creating a chaos in my mind. Now, tell me once again, which is the right one, either Karma Yogam or Jnana Yogam, which one I have to follow? So, it is clear that Arjuna is under the feeling that he has to pick up one of the two. Arjuna understood that there are two yogas, karma yoga and jnana yoga. He has a choice either to pick up karma yoga or jnana yoga. Most of the people do think in this way. Karma yogam is the end of all. Jnana yogam you can take directly without karma yogam. Like that, this is the idea. A wrong idea, misconception. People do entertain. But according to the scriptures, it is said that you have to do. There is no choice that you have to do only karma yogam or do only jnana yogam. You have to take up both, one after the other. First karma yoga and then jnana yoga. So this is what Paramatma has to tell, because that is the thing. So whenever the teaching takes place, you have that clarity. It is not like preaching, as I told you. Our Pujya Swamiji Dayananda Saraswati, he often uses a word for value, inculcating values. He uses a very favorite word, a favorite sentence for him. That is, a value becomes a value only if the value of the value is valued by you. I repeat this. A value becomes a value only if the value of the value is valued by you. So you should know, simply by telling values, tatkiṁ, vada, if somebody say, speak truth. If you say, okay, you will just hear and forget. But you have to deal it in such a way that the person should follow it. The analysis. Why, like that you have to, analyze, threadbare. Then a value will sink into the mind and one can practice that value. The preaching is only just superficial. Whereas teaching, Paramatma started teaching, Gita teaching. So that is why he took 700 slokas. Otherwise, he could have said just some 10 slokas and finished the whole thing. But this is a teaching. Because this is a teaching, he wants to give value of the value. Only if you know the value of the value, then you really value that. So that is why Paramatma did not mind this comment that whatever he taught is chaotic. Arjuna said that, but Krishna Paramatma did not mind. He took up the task of explaining this once and again. So the second slokam, vyāmiśrēṇēva vākyēna buddhiṁ mōhayasīva me tadēkaṁ vada niṣṭhā yēna śrēyō hamāpnuyām. Vyāmiśrēṇa means confusing, mixing up two different concepts. Iva, vyāmiśrēṇa vākyēna, by confusing words, by confusing sentences. Buddhiṁ mōhayasī, you are creating a delusion in my mind. You are creating a conflict in my mind. So he used the word iva to give the benefit of doubt, to give an idea that maybe he is wrong, his thinking may be wrong. Tatkiṁ niṣṭhitya vada. You just tell me only one, do this, do karma yogam, do jnana yogam, like that. Then once you tell that, aham śrēyō, whatever is good for me, hamāpnuyām, I will just take it up without second thoughts. Don't give me this is good, that is good, like that, don't confuse me. Don't, give a scope for confusion. So this is what, give a doubtless knowledge. That's what Arjuna said. Now, Paramatma started explaining this once again. This sloka is very, very important sloka, very popular slokam. Shankaracharya likes this slokam very much. He refers this quite often in his commentary. Lōkē smindvividhā niṣṭhā purā prokta maya nagha jnana yogena saṅkhyanam karma yogena yoginam. Lōkē smindvividhā niṣṭhā purā prokta maya nagha jnana yogena saṅkhyanam karma yogena yoginam. Anagha, hey sinless. Why he said sinless? Because Arjuna is under the impression by entertaining war, by killing his own kith and kin, he will attain papam. He also expressed it in so many words that I will incur papam by killing my guru, my grandfather and my cousins. So I don't want to fight. So anagha, you are sinless. Now and even after fighting this war, you are sinless. So the addressing each one, if you analyze, you get a real a PhD thesis, because they are very appropriate and they suit the occasion. So, O Anagha, hey sinless Arjuna, asmin lōkē saṅkhyanam jnana yogena yoginam karma yogena dvividhā niṣṭhā purā prokta. Asmin lōkē dve niṣṭhā asti. In this world, there are two niṣṭhās. Two disciplines are there. What are the two disciplines? One is called Jnana Yogam and Karma Yogam. Jnana Yogam is one thing and Karma Yogam is another thing. Jnana Yogena Saṅkhyānam. One who takes up this Jnana Yogam, they are called Saṅkhya. Those people are called Saṅkhya. Then Karma Yogam, whoever takes up, they are called yogis, karma yogis. These two niṣṭhās are prescribed by me. Dvividhā niṣṭhā purā maya prokta. This was advocated by me very, very anciently, long ago. When did he advocate? He advocated this through Veda. Veda Proktam. In Veda, he has given the Veda at the time of the Srishti. Paramatma has given, along with the Srishti, Vedam also has given. Yo brahmadam vidadati purvam yo vai vedansya prahinoti tasmai tagumha devamatma buddhi prakasam mumutshurvai saranamaham prapadye. So Paramatma created the Chaturmukha Brahma and also the Veda so that the human race will follow the Veda and then they can attain moksha. So there are two disciplines. One is called Karma Yogam, which will give you Chitta Suddhi. Jnana Yogam will give you moksha. So Karma Yogam will not give you direct moksha. Karma Yoga will not give you direct moksha, but it will give you a kind of preparation to Jnana Yogam. There are 4 ashramas. What are the 4 ashramas? One is called Brahmacharyam, second one is called Grihasthashramam, third one is called Vanaprastham, fourth one is called Sannyasam. Four ashramas are there: brahmacharyam, gruhastham, or garhastham, you can say, and vanaprastham, sannyasam. In brahmacharyam, the people, they learn by going to a guru, they learn the shastra. Then they learn it for about 12 years, the Veda Purvam, and the ritualistic part of Veda, and then enter into the Gruhastha Ashramam. They marry, the Brahmachari marries and enter into Gruhastha Ashramam, household style. So in Gruhastha Ashramam, he has got a lot of responsibilities. He has to earn money and then feed the other three ashramas. So in Gruhastha Ashramam, he is supposed to do a lot of rituals and then do dhanam and a lot of yajnas like Panchamahayajnas. All this karma kanda is there in Gruhastha Ashramam. So he has to follow this Gruhastha Ashramam for quite some time, and finally has to take up the Vanaprastham along with his wife. So both wife and husband, they leave the family, they give the responsibility to the children and go to some isolated place and then do this nididhyasanam. After Vanaprastham, there is one more ashramam called sannyasam. Sannyasam means to be alone. In that ashramam, this jnana kandam is quite possible. If you want to follow jnana kanda, the sannyas ashramam is very much suitable. So, out of the four ashramas, brahmacharyam, gruhasthashramam, vanaprastham, sannyasam, these four ashramas, in this particular sloka, Bhagavan is discussing about two ashramas. One is called gruhasthashramam, other is called sannyasashramam. Gruhasthashramam is called pravrutti margam. In this ashramam, karma yogam is quite possible. One can perform karma yogam very comfortably. This is called pravrutti margam. Then in sannyasa ashramam, the jnana yogam is quite comfortable. That is, jnana yogam is to follow jnana yogam. It is quite suitable. This ashramam is suitable for jnana yogam. So this is how the best possibility is prescribed. A gruhastu can perform karma yogam perfectly, and a sannyasi can perform take up jnana yogam without any obstacles. This is the scheme actually given. But then there are three ways of adopting this. There are three ways of adopting this scheme. One is, from Gruhastha Ashramam, a person follows Karma Yoga and attain Chitta Suddhi and cleanse all his antakarnas and enter into Sannyasa Ashrama, follow Jnana Yogam and attain moksha. So, to attain moksha, there are three methods. What is the first method? First method is, he starts with Gruhastha Ashramam and follow Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma he does, like Panchamahayajnas and Sandhya Vandana, the Nitya Naimitika Karmas he does. Then, by doing that, he can cleanse his antakarnas. He can cleanse his mind and enters the sannyasa ashrama. So after entering sannyasa ashrama, he follows jnana yoga. He learns jnanam under a competent guru, consistently for a long time, and then he will live in that reality and then attain Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. This is first method. The second method is from Gruhastha Ashramam, he will not take Sannyasa Ashramam. He attains Jnana Yogyata by performing Karma Yoga. He attains Jnana Yogyata by doing Karma Yoga. And thereafter, he follows Jnana Yoga by seeking a guru and listening to him for consistently long period. He attains Jnana. Then he lives in that reality and attains Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. This is what we are all doing. We are all grihasthas without taking akarups, without taking that sannyasa ashrama. We are having this jnana. This is the second type of method. First one is from Gruhastha Ashramam directly to Sannyasa Ashramam, one can achieve this moksham. The second one is retaining in Gruhastha Ashramam, one can achieve moksham. Like the example of Janaka Maharshi. Janaka, Vyasa, all these, there are many Gruhastu Jnanis are there. So we can take their path. Then the third one is from Brahmacharyam directly to Sannyasa Ashramam. You don't take up, you don't go to, from Brahmacharyam, you don't go to Gruhastha Ashramam. Directly you go to Sannyasa Ashramam and do Karma Yoga there. And then attain Chitta Suddhi, Chitta Ekagrata. And then by Guru's Jnana Bodha, he attains knowledge and he gets that Jnana Niṣṭhā, Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Now, in Sannyasa Ashramam also, there is a karma. Sannyasi cannot perform yajna and yaga because his, this tuft is cut and he removes his yajnopavitam and he is not entitled to do any yajna, any karma kanda. That is a ritualistic portion. That is the Gruhastu performs all kind of yajnas and yagas and all that, he cannot perform. He can do japam. He can do parayanam. Parayanam of what? Parayanam of Upanishads, Brahma Sutras and Bhagavad Gita. He can do the parayanam. He can chant Om because even this Gayatri also he cannot perform. Because at the time of Sannyasa Diksha, he is given a mantra saying that this entire Gayatri, Tatsaviturvarenyam akaro pravesayami. Bhargo devasya dhimahi ukaro pravesayami. Tīyō na prachodayat makaro pravesayami. So, the entire Gayatri is folded into Omkara. So, he can only chant Omkara. Omkara japam or Hamsa japam. So, like that he has got some Parayanam and some japam is also there. Then Guru Susrusha. This is all the karma prescribed for a sannyasi. So sannyasi does whatever is the karma prescribed to him and he can cleanse his antakaranas and then attain jnana yogyata. The second part is he learns jnana from the Guru. Now the question is, out of these two ashramas, it is said that Gruhastha Ashramam is predominantly Karma Yoga or Pravritti Margam, Karma Yoga dominated ashrama, and Sannyasa Ashrama is Jnana Yoga dominated, predominantly Jnana Yogam, is prescribed. So, a second margam, which I said Gruhastha retains in the Gruhastha ashram without taking up sannyasa yogam, is a difficult journey because he has got lot of entanglements, lot of responsibilities are there. So he has got so much of attachment with the family, and to take up this jnana yoga is not an easy task. Swamiji gives an example. Supposing you have a screwdriver and a kitchen knife. Imagine you have a screwdriver and a kitchen knife. You want to cut an apple. The kitchen knife is very suitable for cutting an apple. But if you don't have a kitchen knife, what will you do? With the screwdriver itself, somehow you can cut the apple, but it is not easy. In the same way, the Gruhastu can also learn the knowledge and attain moksha, but he needs a lot of perseverance to continue the jnana nishtha, because there are so many samsaric troubles are there around him which may dilute his nishtha, which may divert his nishtha. So the best ashramam for nivritti margam or jnana kanda is sannyasa margam. So that is what Paramatma says here. Asmin lōkē dve niṣṭhā asti. In this lokam, there are two nisthas. What are the two nisthas? Jnana yogam and karma yogam. Jnana yogena sankhyanam. These Sankhyas, the sannyasis, they take up jnana yoga. Karma yogena yoginam. This karma yogi means these gruhastus, they will take up karma yoga. And then the traditional ways from gruhastha ashraman take up sannyasa. That is the method suggested by scriptures. Otherwise also you can continue as gruhastu and then take up this jnanam like we are all doing, and then attain moksha. So compared to the first method, the second method is difficult. As he has given the example of a screwdriver and the kitchen knife. With the screwdriver, supposing you want to fix a screw, it is easy. Suppose you don't have a screwdriver, only you have a knife. With the knife, somehow you can fix the screw, but very difficult. The same way, with the Gruhastha ashramam, you can attain knowledge, you can stay with the niṣṭhā, but it is not as easy as it is in case of a sannyasa ashrama. So that is why asmin lōkē dve niṣṭhā asti. So there are two niṣṭhas are there, and these niṣṭhas are both niṣṭhas are compulsory, but they have to be taken one after the other. So the essence of these three slokas are the karma yogam and jnana yogam. Two disciplines are there. You have no choice of taking only one yogam and attain moksha. People do think that by taking karma yoga you get moksham, by taking raja yoga you get moksham, by taking the bhakti yoga you get moksham. So like that people have lot of ideas, but Paramatma says that both are must. What are the both? Karma yogam and jnana yogam, both are compulsory. There is no choice. But then there is an order. First jnana yoga and karma yoga, you cannot do that. Then karma yoga you have to take up, and jnana yoga. First karma yoga, get qualified and enter into jnana yoga and get moksha. So this is the scheme. And for this scheme, various lifestyles are there. The lifestyles are sannyasa lifestyle and the gruhastu lifestyle. So both are prescribed by me long ago. So long ago means when at the time of the Srishti itself, I gave it in the form of Veda. Maya pura prokta. I prescribed this long ago. At the time of giving Veda itself, I have prescribed. Through Veda, I have prescribed. This is what Paramatma is explaining about this Karma Yoga. This entire third chapter explains about Karma Yoga in detail. It deals various aspects of Karma Yoga. Then the fourth and fifth chapters once again deal Jnana Yoga. So with this I'll stop today. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudatyate Purnascha Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.